Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls, coming to you from the West Coast. I'm continuing my Christmas card makes, and this one is another 5x7 card. Folds completely flat, and then when it opens up, it looks like that. And the fun thing about this is it's got like a little tag on the front, so you can put a gift card in there, or you could put your message on there, you could write on there, whatever you want, and just, super pretty. So let me show you how it's made. So this is a little bit different take on a Zed Fold card. It's basically, this card is 5x7, so it's a 5x7 card plate. Score the middle of the fronts and fold it back, so you get this 2.5-inch fold back card. Then in a normal Zed Fold card, you take another piece of paper and you put it this way, right? Just like that. Well, we're going to do that same thing, except we're going to do it with 3 strips of card. So I'm going to put them in order like that. Okay. So this card is 5x7. These strips are 2 inches wide. So I'm going to put one at the very bottom, one at the very top, and then one in the middle. Okay. But I'm going to mat and layer those first. So these are 2 inches wide, and otherwise it's 10 inches long, and I scored at 5 and 7.5. Okay, and so there's 3 of those. I'm going to set those to one side. I matted those already. I used paper from Crafter's Companion, the Winter Forest paper pad. And before you put these pieces on, you need to mat your 5x7 card. And so I cut some more paper from that Winter Forest, and this is just the back side of this paper. And I'm just going to glue that on here, and then here and here. Okay, just so that you have a nice background. Now once you get those mats on, now you can take your 2-inch strips, and I want to make sure I get them in the right order. Let's see. There. Yes. And then I'm going to attach them one at a time. So I'm going to start with the bottom one. And I'm going to put glue just on here. Let me scoot this up. So just kind of on this 2.5-inch tab. And I'm going to line that up right at the bottom, and then fold it in, and we're going to put glue on this piece. And then we're going to close that card and glue that down. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing with the top one. And I'm doing the bottom and then the top just because it's easier than to get the one in the middle centered if you've already got the top and the bottom done. Okay. So you can glue them this way by folding it flat, or you can honestly glue them this way too. It should work either way. I like to close it this way because that's the way it's gonna work. So now we can put our middle one in. And I'm going to go ahead and glue both pieces at the same time on this one. Okay, and close it up, And sorry if my head's in the way. I'm going to try and get it in the middle. Just like that. I'm going to set that to one side and let it dry while I'm working on my little pocket that goes on the front. So I cut a piece of card that's 4 by 6, and then this one is 5 by 6.5, and I just scored it 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay, and we're going to cut these corners to make a little pocket. So I'm going to basically cut that angle off, just like that, on these 2 corners. Okay. Then we're going to fold these up, and we're going to glue this onto our 4 by 6 paper. And you can glue it onto the front. Yeah, I'm just going to glue it onto the front. Okay. And that creates a little pocket for our tag. Right. And then I've got a piece of that same cardstock cut to 4 by 6 that I'm going to mat on there. And let's see, it goes that way. And because this one's got the printed side up, I'm actually going to use this side, I think. Let me see. Actually, I take it back. That one's really, well, yeah, this is really pretty, so I think I'm going to use I was going to use the other side, but since not much of that's going to show, I'm going to go ahead and use this. Now I'm going to put that onto the front of my card, just like that. Now if you made it smaller, you could kind of put it at an angle, but since mine's almost, not that much smaller than my card, I'm going to go ahead and put it, and I'm just going to put some glue on these. And you just want to make sure you don't get glue. Don't put glue all over this because it's, it's not solid. Put it where you want it. Okay. And there's essentially my card. Now if you want, you could cut like a little, use your die before you put it together to cut like a little circle there. I'm not going to do that because my tag's going to kind of stick out anyway. So I have a tag die, and I just cut some of that pretty paper, and then you can put a sentiment on here, or that's where I'm going to write my message. And then I need a little ribbon. So I'm going to put my ribbon, just got a little bit of white ribbon. We're just going to put that on there, and then that's going to slide right into my pocket at the top. And that's where if you made, if you wanted to make your pocket a little bit smaller or something, so it wouldn't stick out, I actually don't mind that. I am going to decorate, and I cut some flowers and a sentiment and some foliage. And these flowers are from a Sheena Christmas Rose collection. And I've just got 3 little roses, and I've got a Winter Blessing sentiment. I'm just going to kind of arrange these on there. And then I've got some little holly and some foliage that I'm going to tuck in. And there we go. We're all done. Isn't that pretty? And just when it stands up, it looks like that. And you've got your little tag that you can pull out. This would be great for a little gift card or something. But but I think it's so pretty when you have that beautiful paper. It just looks so nice. So, thanks for watching.